And welcome to STC TV. And testing, 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 testing. All right, there we go. Welcome to STC TV. I'm Austin Levin, and with me is Winston Morris for this afternoon's matchup between the Trinity Titans and the St. Christopher Saints. We've got a exciting game of tennis ahead of us, and the matchup we'll be covering is each team's number 2 in the Saints, Brendan Ingle, and the Christopher Newport commit in Gus Mitchell.
Yeah, and last time Saints barely beat the Titans with only a score of 5-4, so, hopefully we'll be able to beat them once again.
Yeah, Saints have rolled out decisive victories for almost all the year.
Yeah.
They're an incredibly talented bunch, like they have been in years past. This dominant streak over the rest of, frankly, the state of Virginia.
Yeah, remaining undefeated.
For St. Christopher's tennis. However, the Trinity Titans, led by a incredible top 3 in Roman Cecilio, Gus Mitchell, and Damian Cecilio, have managed to claw back into basically a neck-and-neck duel, sort of what we've seen between these two teams this year for basically the best team in the state. And the Saints now have competition in the Titans, and it's going to be a really exciting one.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts heading into this matchup, Winston? What do you want to see from Brendan Ingle here?
I mean, it's definitely going to be tough for him as, he's a very strong player, but as we've seen in a couple of matches, the other team's 1 seeds have just, been able to edge out some slight victories. But I have faith in Brendan. I mean, he's an incredible player, and I think it should be. I mean, it'll be a challenge, but I still do think he'll win.
I'm not sure if Brendan Ingle has lost this year, I believe. I think you are thinking of Evan Fisher.
Yes, my apologies.
I'm not 100% sure on that, though. I could stand corrected. Ingle faced Mitchell a lot last year. He beat him in all their matches except for in, I believe, either states or preps is when he actually lost to Mitchell, much to his frustration. However, on their last matchup, Ingle, and so I'm back.
Yeah.
And welcome back as we're about to get underway here. Brendan Ingle taking on Gus Mitchell. We stand corrected, both of us, about Brendan Ingle's record. I believe only 1 loss on the entire year, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
And I believe, we're not 100% sure on this, that he beat the opponent he lost to like a few games later.
Yeah.
So Ingle has been, and I could, of course, be wrong about that, but I think that is the case. Ingle has been exceptional all year, and he does have Ingle here today. Talked to him earlier today. He thinks he's up for the challenge, There's a small probability we cover the ones doubles, and that is the Evan Fisher and Brendan Ingle double team, and versus the two Cecilios. The two Sencilios. But likely we stay here and for the second group of doubles.
Yeah. And with Ingle as a senior, it's definitely going to be very hard replacing him. I mean,
The Saints 1-2, both seniors.
Yeah, I
And,
mean a lot of the team's seniors, you know,
Yeah, and
so it's
uh,
definitely going to be hard to make
no,
up for the loss.
no, absolutely, and no juniors in this bunch.
Yeah, no juniors, but we do have some very talented sophomores: Sterling Burke, Blake Caldwell, Kate Collingwood, and Bo Barber. I mean,
They're all incredible. No,
yeah,
future is looking bright for St. Christopher's tennis.
yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting watching them, you know, grow and seeing them fit into these spots, the senior spots.
No, absolutely. And today's going to be big. This one is going to be a big one.
Yeah,
Every match here counts because of how evenly matched these two teams
Yeah.
are, and how great every tennis player out on the court here is today. But this one's going to be a big one because this is one from, at least according to it was the big one last match.
yeah.
It was an absolute close, hard fought nail biter, and we could be seeing that again today. And we're about to get underway here. When we come back, stay tuned for Engel versus Mitchell.
Yeah.
Not quite sure who
Yeah.
got that one. I'm not sure where that one landed.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see from here. But I mean, you know.
I think that might have been out of bounds as well.
Yeah.
Off to a slow start here for, I think, both players. Not a lot of rallies or anything that we've
Yeah.
seen to start. I don't think he landed that. I think that was
Yeah.
outside of that. Struggling early with the serve, it appears, from
Yeah.
Gus Mitchell.
Yeah, he's just getting into it.
And Mitchell could not capitalize on that. Engel hit one
No,
up
yeah.
really high up there, and Mitchell just unable to do that.
Yeah, Engel definitely off to a strong start. Nice rally from the two.
And I think Engel took that one again, though. That was
Yeah.
way
Yeah, it was
out
just a little,
from
yeah, a
there.
little out. Be able to beat him after Brendan's victory last time, so you know, stress could definitely be getting to him.
These guys' Mitchell seems to get better and better.
Yeah.
The way when they played against each other, and he seems to be consistently improving. But Engel looked, and I believe that should be 1-0 for Brendan Engel as he puts it up on the scoreboard. Engel with a 1-set. Engel has one particularly and looks one direction and lays it down the other direction when he's close to the net, and he does it better than I think.
Ooh.
He didn't do it there or anything. He wasn't close enough. This year, Fisher the 1, Engel the 2, but they're very evenly matched.
Yeah.
And great serve from Engel, forcing a difficult return from Mitchell. And Brendan Engel going to work here early, doing everything. This game is coming up, but And sorry about that. Temporary technical difficulties there. Stream was glitching. 100% sure on that. My bad. I keep misspeaking here. It's games, not sets. And right now, Engel has been dominant for the first few games.
Yeah.
And he will probably continue to do so. Or sorry, not continue to do so, but I think Mitchell may have cut back on some of that. We will have, I think, a better idea for the remaining games. Yeah. And Brendan Engel is up 3-0 where we are, and he has just been absolutely dominant, and that is confirmation. As we head into this 4th game, Brendan Engel doing everything right. Winston, go into further detail about...
He's great with his returns and all that. He's just, he's excellent at just getting the job done.
And there's another one from Engel. He's just, the serve has been a big part of this so far from Brendan Engel.
Yeah.
He is really throwing off Mitchell with the serve.
Yeah, as we saw at the very beginning, Mitchell was a bit faulty with his serve, and Brendan's just been, on top of his.
From Mitchell. What has made Engel serving such a big part of this thing is he keeps throwing Mitchell for a loop. What that means is that return shot is just, it gets a lot of air, and it's not really going where Mitchell wants it to go with, I'd say, the amount of velocity he wants it most of the time, or at least enough of the time where it's been in Engel's advantage to a significant degree.
Yeah.
And it should be 30-30 in game 4. Gus is returning here, improving in this particular game. And we've got an update on the #1 matchup. Roma Cecilio, the star of the Trinity tennis team, and arguably the best.
Yeah, I believe he's #1 in the state.
Yeah, I believe the best tennis player in the state of Virginia. Yeah. Is up only 2-1 over Evan Fisher. Solid start. And I believe Mitchell just took that game, but I could be wrong.
Let's see.
His serve struggled a little more there. It's been impeccable for the first 2 games, and the first 3 games, and it wavered a little bit there. Is a little bit long there from Mitchell.
Yeah, but both play on top of that.
That was definitely the best rally we've seen here.
Yeah,
so far.
Yeah, things are starting to heat up. And I mean, one of the harder things about tennis, as I see it, is how calm you have to.
See, though, that's a very, very big factor in tennis as well as a lot of other sports.
Yeah.
But I'd say you're right. For the mental aspect in tennis, I think
Yeah.
can be more visible.
'Cause,
Yeah, you are alone, right?
yeah,
You are.
in singles, you can't blame teammates or anything. Like, you just feel like it's your fault.
There's no teammates to lean on. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? You're
yeah.
just. It's just you out there basically on an island.
Yeah.
Another sport like that is golf.
Yeah, golf is definitely,
those are the two really sports where you're just kind of alone. You got no one really
Yeah.
to fall back on. I mean, even in like team-oriented golf or team-oriented tennis,
Yeah.
you don't have you don't unless it's doubles. You don't have someone to be who's going through the struggle like you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, in both, it's just really, it takes a really strong mentality just to, keep calm with yourself and just.
And we can get a more clear-cut scoring update as they take a breather, and we'll be right back. And it is 4-1. Brennan Lingle, the commanding lead here as we head into Game 5. Sorry, correction, Game 6. As a 4-1 lead from Engel. Mitchell got his first set there, but Engel is still comfortable with a 3-game lead. And he'll serve here to open up Game 6. And Brennan Engel up 15-love in Game 6. Great start. Again, that's serve, throwing Mitchell for a loop. Sterling Burke has a lead against a 2-game. Has a 2-1 lead on court 3, which I believe would put him up against Damian Cecilio as that'll be a big time win for the Saints, and not one I believe they got last time in their matchup with Trinity as Cecilio. A truly incredible tennis player.
Sterling.
Both him and his brother. And Sterling also is incredible.
Yeah,
this would be a big upset, to say the least, for the Saints, and a big win.
Very talented, and I mean, I'm sorry, living up to Alistair. I mean, he's doing a great job at it. Like, he's very, very consistent on the court, very focused, and
No, absolutely. But Damien Cecilio's
yeah,
a monster, and
yeah,
that
it'll definitely be a challenge.
yeah. Thank. Great point there from Mitchell. I believe we're 15-15 as Evan Fisher up 3-2. Sorry, down 3-2 to Roman Cecilio. Again, that's shaping up to a much closer matchup than their first one. Errant shot.
Yeah.
From Engel. Yeah, Sterling Burke, I believe he did not beat Cecilio last time, but if he were to do so today, it would be big.
Yeah.
And a big upset for the Saints. That would really help them in this matchup. Brendan Engel tasting success right now here. The victory getting closer and closer. As I believe that's 30-15. No, correction. Yeah, it should be 30-15.
Yeah. Blake Caldwell of 5'2". Another very talented sophomore, and while he made the team last year, this is his first year officially playing, I believe. So he was injured for a good portion of last year.
And I believe Gus may have just taken that set. Engel frustrated with that one. But, again, he's more than capable
Yeah.
of, just completely pulling away here.
Yeah, he's still got the lead.
And just like that, it's 15. Love Engel. Quick return, hard serve from Mitchell, and Engel was just ready. And I believe that should tie it at 15. 15 as Engel a little long on the return. And I believe that's 30-15 as he barely grazed that one. And Engel needs this one, right, to, re-establish momentum.
Yeah.
In a big way, I'd say. The momentum has shifted towards Mitchell a little bit.
Yeah, I think Mitchell's possibly starting to get in Brendan's head a little bit, but, should be easy to shake him out.
That's something to say, easier said than done.
Yeah,
the mental
definitely.
battle is a difficult one, and obviously a
Yeah,
very important one. But Brendan Engel's up to the task, I think.
Yeah.
Right, as an experienced tennis player like him, right, the mental toughness is definitely there with Brendan Engel as he proceeded to just get that one back, and we're tied 30-30 here in Game 7. Engel just mutter right here at this point. He is ready. And Brendan Engel, I believe that's a set for Brendan Engel right there.
Game.
Correction, that's a game. Sorry, I keep misspeaking on that.
That's fine.
And Brandon Ingle should be up 5-2 now over Gus Mitchell, and retaking momentum right there. And we'll be right back. Oh, and again, I was wrong. Brandon Ingle up 6-1. And Gus Mitchell did not even take that. Did not even take that game. Brandon Ingle's land. Forget it all about momentum. It's just been all Ingle.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, Brandon's definitely close to securing the win.
Yeah, he is so close. Just needs 8 games to win,
Yeah.
and he's nearing that threshold.
But as you said earlier, easier said than done.
And I think that may have been just out from Ingle. Should be, I believe, 30-0 for Mitchell, but I'm not quite sure on that. Sorry, 30 love Mitchell. Update on the on court 1, Evan Fisher in an absolute duel with Cecilio. 3-4 as Brendan Ingle just slams that one down, capitalizing on the uh, on the on the shot by Mitchell. Like, had a little too much air on it,
Yeah.
and Ingle made him pay for it.
Oof.
And then that one missed. Should be 40-15.
Stray ball from Mitchell goes over the fence.
Ingle just ran him all over the court and then made him backtrack. Yeah. Incredible play from Brendan Ingle right here. And he is just dominant. He's owned this matchup right now. And
he's definitely locked in right now.
Apparently their most recent one was too close for his liking. What happened in States or Preps last year was not the way it went to Ingle's liking, and he is getting revenge today. And when I even revenge, I mean even for a close game, even for just a close match. Ingle wants a blowout here. He wants blowouts all the time. He's used to them. That's what most of the St. Chris tennis team is. They get comfortable wins over their opponents. It's a as Brendan Engel
Yeah,
just takes, I believe, another game.
sends Mitchell rushing for that ball. That was not able to get it. That
And
might have
he
been
worked him all over.
Yeah, that might have been the most intense game or intense point we've seen.
But it was
yet.
all Engel. Everything it was doing, he had him completely running around
Yeah.
basically the way he wanted. And Mitchell made him run for a few, but most of that was, you could clearly tell
Yeah.
Engel was in command the entire time.
And as you saw, I mean, Gus softly fed it over the net, but Brendan was just right there.
Correction, that one before was not quite the game. I believe that one was, as Brendan Engel goes up 7-1, one game away from an 8-1 victory and a decisive win, because that's what the St. Chris tennis standard is, right? It's the best tennis you can play. Anything less, these guys get frustrated. They're true winners. They don't settle for anything but the best and their best, and they push themselves to the absolute top of their game.
And you know that's part of what makes it so stressful too. That's a huge part.
And Engel off to a good start. I believe that should be 15-love.
Yeah.
And we got an update. Charlie Agdemy took the first one for the Saints. As Engel inches closer to a decisive victory over Gus Mitchell. And we're going to go to Burke Cecilio if we can next.
Yeah.
As Evan Fisher on court one is dueling with Cecilio. Cecilio. Yeah, I think Engel, being the sportsman he is, said that one took 2 bounces.
Yeah.
As Gus starting to heat up here.
Yeah, definitely.
In game 9.
Yeah.
And we are also told the Evan Fisher Roman Cecilio matchup is a dogfight right now.
Yeah.
And two college tennis players duking it out here.
Yeah.
And one's only a sophomore, I believe.
Yeah, Roman is a sophomore.
Is only a sophomore.
Blake Caldwell. Pierce won his match 7-2.
Saints up 2-0.
Yeah.
Alrighty, this is a great start for the Saints here. 5-4 again, Saints don't like the Saints tennis team does not like close wins.
Yeah.
A close win to them, they consider basically a loss.
Yeah.
And they don't like that, and they're playing like a team that wants revenge here.
Exactly. And that's why they have so few of them. I mean, majority of the games are either 8-1 or 9-0.
Yeah, they push themselves to the very best.
Yeah.
No matter how steep the competition is, and we're seeing that today. Zingle, I believe, still alive in game, right, fighting off Mitchell. And Ingle clawing his way back here.
Yeah, Gus is off to a very strong start, but now Piers Brennan's making his comeback. He might secure his win this game.
Ingle now heating up, looking to close this one out, and Bo Barber up 5-4 in his.
Yeah.
And
versus Sam Needham, the two are.
That is the match. Brendan Ingle in decisive fashion, 8-1, and what was a incredibly long one last time, I believe. Or correction, that's not the match, but I think we should be. It should be. I'm not. Yes, it is. That is the match. Brendan Ingle, decisive fashion, 8-1 for Brendan Ingle.
Yeah.
And would have been a long. They've played a lot of matches against each other, and I don't know if Ingles dominated one just like he did then. This was an incredible performance from Brendan Ingle, and we're going to try to get him for a post-game interview. We'll be right back.
This is STC TV, the one and only streaming service for St. Christopher's athletics. From varsity sports to middle school sports, we've got you covered.
They rush the court! Oh, no!
There's Nash looking to run.
And
he hurdles him! And it is deep. Out. Saints are state champs. Dragoon's got a lot of space. It's wide open! Touchdown, Saints!
All right, before our interview with Brendan Lingle here, we're here for Damian Cecilio versus Sterling Burke
Yeah.
in a thrilling right now 3-4 Cecilio lead.
Yeah.
And Brendan Lingle's about to get here for a post-game interview. All right, and we are here for our the post-game interview with Brendan Lingle. Brendan, so good to have you here. Tell us what was really going well for you today. What were you doing? What did you think was working?
I don't know. I was moving the ball around well. My back's feeling a lot better, which I think is helping me. And it was a big match today, so I was definitely ready to compete against these guys. So it's definitely fun.
How did it feel, get sort of a little bit of revenge from last year against the most recent one against Mitchell? Did that feel like much more than even the more like the closer? Which victory did you like more, the closer victory or the blowout?
I mean, I like that one more just because, played better, but both are fun in their own ways. But, yeah, I was definitely happy to blow them out today.
Absolutely. And do you think there's like a sort of difference in energy here from the Saints coming into this
100%.
one?
100%. I think, obviously, the last few years we've been really good, gone undefeated, but this team, Trinity, is really good, and so it's definitely kind of woken us up a little bit.
Absolutely. And heading into your doubles match with Evan Fisher, right? You think you can continue this same level of energy? And right, Fisher right now in a incredible matchup with Roman Cecilio. Do you think you two can put pieces together here and pull off a big time win in the doubles matchup?
100%. We lost last time to them actually pretty badly, but we were both battling some injuries. But I think this time is definitely different. I think we're gonna make a statement today.
And do you think you'll be ready? You think you'll face Gus Mitchell again? And if so, you think you'll be ready for the challenge?
Probably will in state championship or prep league, but yeah, I'm hoping it'll be the same result. Keep this level up.
Absolutely. Great talking to you, Brendan. Keep playing the great tennis you're playing.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
We are back for Sterling Burke's match. Currently down 4-3.
As nice serve from Sterling Burke. Catches Damian Cecilio a little off guard there. And, yeah. Cecilio beat Burke in their first matchup. But as you're seeing today, the Saints are just coming out here with a different sense of energy. Everyone is playing far better than they did in their first matchup. And this is looking like a potential rout here.
Yeah, Sterling close to tying the game up.
And as Cecilio takes that point, his brother right now in what would be a massive upset after their first contest, Cecilio won decisively. Evan Fisher is up 5-4 over Roman Cecilio, the best coming into this. I think you could argue undisputably the best tennis player in the state of Virginia.
Yeah.
And right now he is down 5-4 to Evan Fisher.
Barely hits the net.
Yeah, Cecilio barely kind of had that could lay that down. Unfortunately, blunders that. He's frustrated at himself. As Sterling Burke playing a good brand of tennis here.
Yeah, go Sterling.
Sterling Burke, only a sophomore, likely the Saints' ace next year. Either him or Bo Barbaro.
Yeah. Sterling is a very talented young individual. Very great squash player, too, and pickleball, all the racket sports.
And double fault there from Sterling Burke. Back mistakes from both players. And as they head to the board to update the score, we will update it with them. 6-3. Cecilio widens his lead as we end the end of this one. If Cecilio just 2 games away from ending things. What wasn't like a very close matchup is now much more in the favor of Damian Sancilio.
Yeah. Loud applause for, I believe,
Yeah,
either,
that
either
court
the
one.
Fisher or the Barber match.
I think we know it's coming from
Yeah.
the Fisher matchup because, again, there's so much
Yeah.
energy built around that one,
Yeah.
right? Two great, talented future college tennis players going head to head, and Evan Fisher, who would be certainly considered the underdog going into in this one, is I believe still has a lead, playing
Yeah.
excellent tennis. As Sancilio now truly taking over this Damian Sancilio now truly taking over this matchup.
I'd love to see a comeback, but
I'd love to see
definitely
it
be a stretch.
the way Sancilio is playing here right now, it's not looking like a comeback is in the realm of happening. But you never know. So Sterling Burke, a more than capable tennis player.
Burke's definitely a very talented player. Like, just right there.
But also, Sancilio's biggest issue here, Damian Sancilio here, making a lot of mistakes that I think you could say would be uncharacteristic. A lot of close-up shots that he's had opportunities just to put the point away, and he has failed to do so already multiple times since we tuned in, like that one right there. So sorry, what I believe from what our reports say is we are up in this match, or we as in St. Christopher's is up 4-0 so far. What was, keep in mind, a 5-4 victory over the Titans. That does not seem like it's going to be the case. And in singles, it seems like the Saints are just going to walk away with it. This is a dominant showing right here from the Saints. However, in this particular match, Damian Sancilio is now just dominating. What was a really close start is not looking like it's going to be a close finish, as Burke was even had a lead at one point, and Damian Sancilio has now, I believe, since it's been 2-1, he has won he's won 5 of the last. He's won 5 out of the last. I want to say 6 sets. Yeah, 5 out of the last 6 against Sterling Burke.
I would love to see Burke make a comeback, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. He's got the tennis skill in his blood. I mean, as we discussed before, Alistair Burke playing at U of R, correct?
I think that's before my time as a Saint, or at least in high school.
Yeah.
I'm not. I he definitely, I believe, his older brother definitely did play college tennis at
Yeah.
a big time level.
Currently playing.
Currently playing
Yeah.
college tennis at a big time level.
Yeah.
And Sterling Burke, clearly, as only a sophomore, the
Yeah.
team's 3.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going probably the one next year. So we got
Yeah, clearly.
a very
Either
talented
him
tennis
or
player.
Bo Barber. And Bo Barber, too. I mean, this is his first year at St. Christopher's, and he's already helping lead our varsity tennis team. It's a great addition.
Absolutely. Though they're gonna have some big shoes to fill with Evan Fisher and Brendan Engel, as we're seeing today. 8-1, Brendan Engel victory over Gus Mitchell. In case you weren't tuning in.
Yeah.
And Evan Fisher hanging his own with the best tennis player in the state of Virginia in Roman Sansilio. Big time shot for Sterling Burke as the Saints crowd erupting at 2 great performances here. from
Another
the
game
Saints.
for Burke.
And
Current
Burke,
scores
yeah,
7-4 Concilio, but possible comeback on the way.
unfortunately though, what happens is he couldn't afford to split those 2 games 1-1. When you are down 6-3, right, and you are only 2 away
Yeah.
from pulling it out, I mean, you got to win. Now it's official. Every single
Yeah.
remaining game, he's got to
Burke
win
has
if he
to
wants to take this. And
But,
that's a tall task
it's-
against David Concilio.
It's not impossible. I have faith in Sterling, but
I mean,
it
it's- you're
definitely
right.
is a stretch.
It's not impossible because nothing's impossible in sports, especially when
But-
you're a talented player,
yeah.
Sterling Burke.
But it's
That would
it's out. It's
it's
a little bit
it's-
out of reach.
it would take a lot. And no, it's not a little out of reach. Any crazier things can happen, and it's definitely. But it would take a lot. Like it would take a lot
Yeah.
of hard fought points, and basically a near flawless
Yeah.
performance from Sterling Burke would have to see in the rest of the thing.
I
From the
agree.
pace of this match, I don't know if the way Sencilio's played allows
Burke to make that
be able to
comeback.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though, you never know. I mean, he just took the last one. He got off to a really strong start.
Yeah.
If he can hold his own and maybe, tennis, we talked about this earlier, a mental game.
Yeah.
If he can get in Sencilio's head a little bit, I mean, that type of a 4-game comeback 4 games unanswered is not impossible by any means. As a matter of fact, it becomes more than possible if he gets in Sencilio's head and plays, really, really good tennis.
Yeah.
They're in serve here, and we're in game 11. And Sterling Burke putting that type of tennis
Yeah.
performance we needed to see from him, the performance we need to see from him to stay alive here, as he's got Sencilio on the ropes in game 11.
Yeah.
And this whole match has been just different energy. Even if Burke falls here, the
Yeah.
rest of the Saints are just dominating.
Yeah. And it definitely is a very tough match for Burke too. I mean, he's playing the brother of the #1 player in Virginia, so
Yeah, and Dan
He's gotta-
Sencilio is a very, very talented
very
tennis
talented
player.
too. Yeah.
He does. He's got a lot of power,
A lot of talent.
a lot of talent. That might have landed. I think he even concedes it. No, he said far. No, that's a little bit out by about half an inch or so. As we near what will be the end of this matchup.
Yeah. Maybe go get a look ourselves at the Fishers and Cilio match.
There definitely will have to be an intermission in the stream, considering that this one will likely be over before the Cecilio Fisher match, and I don't know if we have the capability to move over and cover that that matchup in time, or we just stay here and wait for doubles. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to end up working. As some more great play from Sterling Burke here. And Aaron shot right there from Sterling Burke, way off, and that'll do that as Damian Sancilio takes that match.
Yeah.
And
Great
that
playing on
that'll do
both
the match.
sides.
Great play on both sides. Strong start from Sterling Burke, but Sancilio got hot for the rest of the game and just took over. And we're going to be on intermission for a little bit until we get to doubles, and until then, we'll see you then, as well as update you on any of the scoring. And welcome back for our post-game interview with Evan Fisher. And folks, as we were not covering this one, Evan Fisher beat Roman Sansilio, the sophomore sensation out of Trinity, and he beat him
8-6.
8-6 in an incredible victory. Evan, take us through that victory. What was it like? How did you play? What was working?
I mean, I just was focused today. I have like ADHD most of the time, so it's like focus levels aren't always there in practice and stuff. And some matches I aren't super competitive, but today I really brought a lot of focus and it started off just holding my serve and trying to just stay in points and win points and be aggressive, patiently aggressive. And eventually it just turned out he had one fluke game, and I took it and run. And so just glad I was able to be out here and play well and get the job done.
Absolutely. What helped you stay so focused today?
He was just like a good opponent, like be honest with you. Some guys we play aren't the best, and some guys are even better. So, I mean, playing those better guys really helps me personally focus and really want to get that win today.
And last question, are you ready for a rematch in States potentially?
Yeah, and Prep League too. So I probably have 2 more matches with him. So got to keep the forward momentum going and hope for the best.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the incredible win, Evan.
Thank you.
Great work. Good luck for the rest of the match.
Thank you.
Testing, testing, testing. All right, welcome back to STC TV. As Brandon Engel and Evan Fisher, both victorious in their singles match, are up in their doubles match here against the Sancilios, Roman and Damien. And Engel and Fisher have been exceptional today, both taking their matches. Engel with an 8-1 decisive victory over Gus Mitchell and Evan Fisher over Roman Sancilio, the arguably best, or heading to this was ranked the best tennis player in the state of Virginia as only a sophomore. Suffered, I believe, his first ever defeat, which would be to at the high school level, to Evan Fisher. So Saints, both Engel and Fisher coming off wins. Right now, though, the Sancilios, Damien, who won his match against Sterling Burke, and Roman Sancilio, who lost his to Fisher. They're up right now 1-0 over the over the Fisher and Engel duo, as Evan and Brendan take that point right there. Winston, Brendan Engel up in that net is absolutely lethal. Adds a lot to his arsenal.
I mean, as we saw even in the singles match, even from a far distance, he's very threatening. So playing close up would definitely be.
No, he adds a lot to his arsenal. You all are about to will witness this, I think, soon enough. As it's now 2-1 in this doubles matchup. Saints cut back. Evan Fisher and Engel get one on the board, but are still fall down here 2-1. Saints here already sealed this matchup with the Titans. They've already sealed the matchup. As they already have 5-1. Keep in mind, in their first matchup with the Titans, they won 5-4. That is clearly, things are going to be better than that already today. And it's going to be 15-love here in game 3. And what a play from Roman Sancilio. You can clearly see why he is ranked as highly as such, even with losing to Fisher. Completely just jumped in front of it and hit it down. Saints were just not ready for that one. Arguably, I think 40 love. It's either 30 or 40 love here. Actually, now I believe it's 40 love. sailed that one.
Yeah.
Fisher and Engel alive. Winston, what do you think makes these the two Sancilios here so effective as a doubles pairing?
I mean, I gotta say, I think the concept of them just being brothers really helps. You know, more time to practice, I feel, because they're always together. More time to talk about sort of strategies and stuff. More time to just think everything through together. And, you know, that makes them a really dangerous duo. It's as if we put, as we mentioned earlier, Alistair and Sterling together. Because they definitely learn from each other, too, so. So, you know, naturally having two people with very common mindsets and very common skills, you know, that's just a very dangerous duo.
Titans took that game. Should be now 3-1. No, they definitely complement each other very well too. From even like the way they play tennis. And Cilio a lot power and height. Roman a finesse player, if you will.
Yeah.
Not to say that he doesn't have a lot of power, which he does, but he is great touch and great moves. Should be 30 love for the Saints here. This set. In fact, we'll see a pretty thrilling matchup in this doubles pairing. And the Saints just took that game 2-3 as we head to set 6. And we'll take a break. And we are back. Fisher taking on, and Engel taking on the two Sancilios.
Six games, sorry. The score is 2-3. Sancilios are up.
Roman Sancilio serving. Double fault from Sancilio. That does not happen a lot, to say the least.
Yeah.
That is might have basically the same chances of being struck by lightning, you could argue.
Yeah.
Clearly a little rattled after his first ever defeat at the hands of him, and from this afternoon.
Yeah.
Using that height too much for that Fisher and Engel pairing right there, as he's using that height and wingspan to just lay that one down.
Yeah.
And nothing the Saints could do. I believe be 30-15 here. What a return from Brendan Ingle. Just smacks that one right by him.
Yeah.
Love the no-look volley. Sorry, the no-look. The no-look. I believe it's the no-look volley or no-look lay. I'm not 100% sure what that is. Either way, a big-time move attempted right there from Evan Fisher and does not land it.
Yeah.
Sencilio's talking it over, potentially strategizing. Serve struggling for
Yeah.
Roman Sencilio today. And Damian Sencilio is
Yeah.
going to work right now.
Yeah, definitely,
Normally people would
Seems
say
that-
like Roman is the problem in that pairing
Yeah.
because of just how great he is, but it's been Damian causing a
Yeah.
lot of problems with that height and wingspan for
Yeah.
laying it down, reaching across the court. It almost
Yeah.
feels like.
Yeah. Seems after his match with Sterling, now that he's got someone he's played with a lot, well, I mean, just the addition of someone else to the team, I feel also just brings a lot more.
He's coming off hot.
Yeah.
He came. That Sterling matchup was really close. He just
Yeah.
he got hot at the end of that match. Ooh, two incredible shots from Roman Sencilio right there to even just return that one, and then he knew he had to put air on it, but he put it right back in where it landed in bounds,
Yeah.
so he couldn't just spike it down or anything. Saints to win the point, but then the shot he attempted right after that one would have been incredible had it landed. It was off by barely off, and that should have been way off from where he was hitting it from. The serve has just been his downfall.
Yeah.
It's the first
Yeah,
one's not
Roman's been-
landing. The second one's a little shaky.
Yeah, Roman's
That-
been struggling a little bit with his serves.
That is just, again, that is a very low occurrent probability of happening. And blows it by him right there with a great return from Evan Fisher.
Yeah.
Damian Sencilio
Yeah.
is on a roll. He basically won almost all the last sets, basically straight against
Yeah.
Sterling Burke. Burke was up 2-1, and Burke won 2 sets after that.
Yeah. He had those last two, but fortunately was not enough.
No, yeah, Sencilio just went on a roll. And those last sets, right, you start off early, you're up 2-1, and then Damian Sencilio just it goes 2-1, then Burke takes 1-3, goes 3-4, and then just from there, right, Sterling Burke wins one more set towards the very
Yeah.
end, but then it's 8-4, just
Yeah.
like that. It was almost a breeze.
Yeah, it was
Almost
very,
hit.
very quick.
And Evan Fisher and Brendan Engel here.
And he ended up losing the match, which is very unfortunate.
I believe Jeffrey Mitchell won his, though, in the end.
Oh, I thought he...
He did. I think he ended up winning it. But it was very, very close.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
Yeah, it was 8-8 at the... It was 8-8 when I began watching.
And the Fisher-Engel pairing starting to heat up a little bit. See what we get when they go to the scorers card. Hi Willett and Nick Benettes making good work of their opponents on the court next to us. 6-1 lead for them. Great shot from Brendan Engel.
Yeah.
No chance of return right there, basically, for Roman Sansilio. Put it right where he had no chance of getting it. And Brendan Engel and Evan Fisher really starting to heat up here. Blew that one right by him.
I assume we're doing an update in the score, but I might be wrong.
Absolutely. We will update that score as soon as they are able to update it.
Yeah, I was mentioning. Again, my apologies.
What a hit from Damian Sansilio.
Yeah.
And you give him anything to work with, he'll make you pay for it.
Yeah, Damian's definitely a threat.
And he made a few careless blunders in his match with Sterling Burn.
Yeah.
But there are no careless blunders right here.
Yeah.
You leave it up in his vicinity, he's making you pay for it.
Yeah.
And Roman Sansilio, I believe, did they just win them that point?
I believe so.
Yeah, Engel did not nail the spike at the end.
Engel hit it right into the net.
Yeah, and Roman Sansilio just hit him straight up from absurd angles.
Yeah.
And just blunder from the Saints right there, but that just came from Sansilio's incredible effort.
Yeah.
What a shot, I believe, from Evan Fisher. I think that landed.
I'm not sure. It looked a little out to me, but I could be wrong.
Pretty close if it
Yeah,
did or
definitely.
didn't.
I mean, close regardless.
See how that plays out when they for the match.
Yeah.
I believe that they have just won it for Roman and them for Roman and Damian. As Evan Fisher will now serve, it appears. Right into the net. Roman Sansilio is playing chess right now.
Yeah.
That is an incredibly. He's putting air on the ball. He knows where he can put it, even with air. It's not. He's showing it's not about power; it's about accuracy, and he is putting him in spots where it makes it very, very difficult for the Saints to return him. Evan Fisher counters with that with some power right there, blows it right by him. Damian Sansilio just unable to. That's an ace right there from Evan Fisher. Blew it right by him. That was a lot of heat on that one. Off the net, unfortunately. And Evan Fisher's serve is lethal right now.
Yeah.
Blowing it by Roman Sansilio, and that is, again, very difficult to do. Into the net. And that one is well off, I believe. Nick Menace and High Willett up 7-2 in their doubles match. And keep in mind, the Saints here have already won this this matchup. 5-1 lead of now. All they need is 5 to win. But this is definitely a pride boost, right, to show that you can beat them. You'll see them again in states and preps. They're down to the bunch. And what a shot from Brendan Lingle. Hit it so hard, Sansilio had to dodge it out of the way. As the Saints, I believe, just took that game. And it is now 4-3. As the Saints were down 2 games, and they just took the most recent.
Yeah.
So we are seeing what's going to look like a very, very close and hard-fought doubles match. As
Piers, Jeffrey Mitchell, and Charlie Agdemy won their match.
and handily looks like an 8-1.
Yeah, 8-1, yeah.
Which is, if Jeffrey Mitchell had the same opponent matched up, would be quite I know it seemed Charlie Agdemy made quick work of his opponent, but Jeffrey Mitchell went a very long time with his. So you'd think that the doubles match would be much closer, but instead it's just the Saints blowout.
Yeah.
Like, it's been descriptive of most of this match. You know, the Sansilio victory over Sterling Burke, but I mean, also Evan Fisher, Roman Sansilio is also very close, but everything else been kind of decisively in the favor of the Saints, of course, other than that Jeffrey Mitchell match as well.
Ooh.
And he slips. Great
Yeah,
play
great
up
returns
front from
Evan
the Saints.
and Brendan. That was great.
Incredible. Great play up front.
Great
Great
point right there.
returns. And as I was saying, though, the Saints right there, Menace and High Willett take theirs as well. Saints should be up at Menace and High Willett take theirs as well. Saints should be up at least 7-1. This is a masterclass performance by the Saints.
Yeah. Hopefully we get an update on I believe Sterling Burke and Blake Caldwell, I believe, are playing together. So hopefully we can get an update on that soon.
And great point right there for the Saints. Brennan Lingle, great play up front. Saints, I believe, just won another one with Jake Coolin's doubles team. Yes, I believe Winston, you just got some updates. So tell us about
Yeah.
what you just heard.
So, I believe, according to, I believe Cade Collingwood and Jake Coolin just won their match. I don't remember quite what the score was, but I mean, regardless, great day for the Saints as usual. And currently, Sterling Burke and Blake Caldwell are up 4-3 against Mitchell
yeah.
and Sam Needham.
And
Gus Mitchell. Sorry, blanked out the first name.
You're doing great. Speaking of doing great, this Engel Fisher pair is looking great right now. Where they're this gap should be closed. As I spoke too soon, as Engel not able to return that one, a little out of his height reach.
Despite that point, Fisher and Engel's teamwork today is just on point. I mean, as we've seen, they're just always right there. Their call-outs are incredible, similar to the Cincilio brothers, and they're just great at getting into Cincilio's head.
Back-to-back mistakes there from Engel, uncharacteristic. So we just got an update about the duration of the rest of this match. Since the fate is sealed and Roman Cincilio has
He's getting confirmed tonight, it sounds like.
getting confirmed.
So it appears he and his brother will be withdrawing from the match after this game. Definitely an eventful day for Roman.
First loss and a confirmation. Got to be a lot going through his head right now.
Yeah. But I mean, this loss also serves as a great point for a great
Growth.
learning point too. Yeah. I mean,
if you never lose, it's good for the mentality. You need to be able to learn, right, what defeat is like.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to wake up to it.
Yeah, and then so that you can learn from the defeat, because without defeat, you just keep doing the same thing over and over again.
And odds are someone eventually makes you pay for it.
Yeah.
I believe the Saints just tied that one up at 4, and they will win that one because the Cincilios have to withdraw. Saints win this matchup handily. Yeah. As I believe this has brought a conclusion to this, and the Saints have scored an all-around victory. We're not quite sure what the overall total is, but it is decisive at least. Saints taking almost every match except for one as of now that we know of, and they just took this one by forfeit.
Yeah.
So this thing is over. Saints victory in decisive fashion, characteristic of Saints tennis.
Yeah.
And we're going to call it a day. Thank you very much. I'm Austin Levin. This is Winston Morris.
Thank you.
Next time.